Welcome back to our channel. It is a wildly unpredictable Tuesday night, and honestly, I am wide awake just staring at these new numbers and storyline drops. We need to talk about the absolute juggernaut that Genoa City has become right now. Grab a snack and settle in, because my brain is buzzing and we are diving deep into the absolute madness of this week's updates. Okay, so I've been thinking about this and my brain is just absolutely short-circuiting over the latest Y&R news. Like, I am sitting here in the dark staring at these Nielsen ratings and I can't even process it. 3.188 million viewers. 3.188 million. Do you know how insane that is for daytime TV right now? Wait, let me back up. Actually no. First I should mention the context because without the context, the numbers don't mean as much. Basically, The Young and the Restless has been dominating for 9 consecutive weeks with over 3 million viewers. 9 weeks. And this isn't just a slight lead where they are barely edging out the competition. They are completely obliterating everyone else. Like, The Bold and the Beautiful is sitting at 2.65 per million, General Hospital is at 2.139 million, and CBS's new baby, Beyond the Gates, is lagging way behind at 1.618 million. It's a bloodbath. It's not even a competition anymore, it's just a coronation. Y&R is the undisputed king of daytime right now. Probably doesn't matter, but I noticed their household rating is at 2.1, which is up 144,000 viewers from last year. Who goes up in ratings year over year in this streaming era? Nobody. Literally nobody. But Y&R is doing it. Anyway, the point is, wait, what was the point? Oh right, the crazy part is that these numbers are from the week ending March 27th. Meaning, this massive surge in viewership happened before the actual bombshells even dropped on screen. Like, the audience is already seated, they are already eating out of the palm of the writer's hands, and the show hasn't even played its biggest cards yet. And those cards. Shemar Moore and Vivica Fox. I mean, come on, that is just unfair to the other soaps. It's like bringing a bazooka to a knife fight. Okay, let's talk about Shemar Moore returning as Malcolm Winters on April 7th. I have been up way too late thinking about character motivations here. Malcolm isn't just popping in for a quick coffee at Crimson Lights to say hi to Devon and Lily and then catching a flight back out of town. He is coming back with a massive, life-threatening crisis. Aplastic anemia. He needs a bone marrow transplant to survive. And I'm just like, why this specific illness? I mean, not exactly, but kind of. It forces a biological imperative. It forces the family to test their blood, their DNA, their literal marrow, which is the perfect dramatic device to unearth deeply buried secrets. I think it was episode 12 or 13. Somewhere around there in the classic years where we had similar medical crises that forced paternity reveals. Or maybe not. I don't know, my brain is mush right now, but you get what I mean. The illness is a plot device, but a really good one because it leaves no room for evasion. You can't lie to a blood test when someone is dying. But then again, that doesn't explain why Malcolm waited so long to say anything to his family. Actually, wait, did he wait, or did he just find out? The timeline is a little fuzzy in my head right now, but seeing Shemar back on that set, it's just electric. And the stakes are so incredibly high. Lily Winters is standing right there at the GCC when he walks in. And Lily, oh my god, we have to talk about Lily for a second because her psychology right now is completely shattered. She has been dealing with all this insane corporate warfare, faking her own kidnapping with Victor Newman, which, by the way, Devon is absolutely furious about. Devon went nuclear on her. So Lily is already isolated. She's already feeling like a pariah in her own family, and then her dad walks in and says he's dying. Okay, wait. Let me back up. The real tragedy here is that Lily wants to save him. She desperately wants to be the hero, to make up for whatever guilt she's carrying about Neil's death, about the Chancellor corporate mess, about lying to Kane, about everything. But she can't. Because of her past ovarian cancer treatments, she is medically disqualified from being a bone marrow donor. The sheer devastation of that realization must be suffocating. I can just picture her crying on Tracy Abbott's shoulder at the Abbott mansion, because Tracy is the only one who really listens, right? Tracy tells her it's not her fault, that there is always hope. But Lily has to walk out of that mansion and look Malcolm in the eye and tell him she can't save his life. That is, wow, that is some heavy emotional stuff. It's the kind of scene that wins Emmys if they play it right. What was I saying? Oh, right, the donor issue. So Lily can't do it. Which brings us to the absolute nuke that the writers are dropping on Genoa City. Vivica Fox, Dr. Stephanie Simmons. Returning for the first time in over 30 years. 30 years. Most shows can't even remember what happened 3 years ago, let alone 30. Stephanie comes back, and she isn't just here to consult on Malcolm's medical case as a favor. She drops the mother of all secrets. She tells Malcolm that they have a son together, a grown son. Holden Novak. It's weird. Like, really weird. The whole thing is just weird. Why would Stephanie hide this for 3 decades? She claims it was because she didn't want to disrupt his life. They had that brief romance in the 90s set up by Drusilla and Olivia. Remember that? The nostalgia is hitting me so hard right now just thinking about the Drusilla days. They had this fling, the spark faded, she left town, and apparently, she took a secret baby with her. But does that really justify 30 years of silence? I keep second-guessing myself on this. On one hand, yes, Malcolm was building his photography career. His life was chaotic. He was always getting into trouble. But on the other hand, to rob a man of knowing his child, to rob Holden of knowing his father, and she only confesses now because Malcolm is literally dying and needs bone marrow. If he hadn't gotten a plastic anemia, she would have taken this secret to her grave. That is deeply, fundamentally messed up. I mean, how do you even forgive someone for that? And Holden, poor, confused Holden. I am staying up till late analyzing this guy's mental state. He's been wandering around Genoa City, getting tangled up in Kane Ashby's weird revenge plots against Victor, pining after Claire Newman, dealing with Audra Charles snooping around his life. And now his entire identity is ripped out from under him. He thought he was just some guy. And now he's a Winters. He's Lily's half-brother. He's Devon's cousin. Well, half-cousin. You know what I mean. He's part of this massive legacy family in town. He finds out at Crimson Lights. Or maybe Society. Wait, he was at Society muttering to himself about his mom lying to him. Audra was snooping around the corner, obviously, because Audra is always snooping and listening to private conversations. But Claire is the one who actually gets him to open up. Claire holds his hand and tells him he has to try to save Malcolm. Actually no, first I should mention the medical testing. Holden agrees to get tested to see if he's a bone marrow match, because of course he does. What else is he going to do? Let his newly discovered biological father die. So he takes the test. But here is what is bugging me. Here is the rabbit hole I am currently falling down at 2 a.m. The test results. The spoilers say the test results come back negative. Holden is not a match, but it's worse than that. Much, much worse. Because Lily Sweet, suspicious Lily who doesn't trust anyone right now doesn't just accept this at face value. She runs a second, secret DNA test. And that test proves that Holden is not Malcolm's biological son. Wait, what? Okay, no, I just said the opposite, but hear me out. The show is setting up a massive double twist. Stephanie comes to town, drops this emotional bomb. Holden has an identity crisis. The audience is crying. The ratings are through the roof. And it's a lie. Or maybe Stephanie was lied to. Or maybe Stephanie is running some kind of long con. I mean, Lily finds financial documents suggesting Stephanie hid Holden's identity for personal financial gain, maybe related to a trust fund or inheritance that Holden missed out on. So is Holden even Stephanie's son? Or did she adopt him? Or did she steal him? My brain is literally spinning out of control. If Holden isn't Malcolm's son, then who the hell is? Alright, the other spoiler, Kane. Kane Ashby gets tested and turns out to be Malcolm's biological son. Okay, stop. Just stop. I need to process this because this is where my brain completely breaks. Kane is Malcolm's son, which means Kane is Lily's half-brother. But Kane and Lily were married. They have twins together, Maddie and Charlie. Oh my god, the incest implications. This is the most horrifying, soapy, twisted thing I have ever read. I mean, not exactly, but kind of. If Kane is Malcolm's son, that rewrites decades of history. It destroys the entire foundation of Lily and Kane's past relationship. They had children together. How do you even begin to untangle the psychological trauma of finding out your ex-husband and the father of your children is actually your half-brother? I am hyperventilating just thinking about how Devon is going to react to this. Devon is already disgusted with Lily for faking her kidnapping to extort Kane. When he finds out Kane is his blood cousin, the Winters family tree isn't just growing a new branch, it's being struck by lightning and catching on fire. Anyway, the point is, wait, what was the point? Oh right, the ratings. The execution of this storyline is just brilliant. Even if it is completely unhinged. They are weaponizing nostalgia while simultaneously destroying everything we thought we knew. Bringing back Shamar Moore and Vivica Fox is a masterstroke. It's not just a cheap stunt casting thing to pop a rating for 1 week. It's deeply woven into the fabric of the Winters family history and it shatters the current canvas. Devon is going to lose his mind. Nate is already suspicious of Holden and refuses to accept him. The family is already fractured. And now you throw in a dying patriarch, a secret son, a fake secret son, a 30-year lie, an accidental incest revelation, and the highest ratings the show has seen in ages. It's a lot. I'm trying to be smart about it, trying to analyze the pacing, but I'm just overwhelmed. Like, the sheer star power on screen when Shamar and Vivica share a scene. The history there, you can't fake that kind of chemistry or that kind of legacy weight. And the fact that Y&R is pulling 3.188 million viewers before this even peaks. When the actual bone marrow transplant episodes air, when the DNA twist is revealed, when Lily finds out her baby daddy is her brother, the numbers are going to be astronomical. They might hit 3.5 million, maybe even 4 million if they promote it right on CBS. Probably doesn't matter, but I noticed how they are pacing the episodes. They are letting the emotional weight settle before hitting us with the twists, like Malcolm telling Lily at the GCEC. The quiet devastation of her realizing she can't help him, then the loud chaos of the DNA reveals later. It's a really smart balance of character beats and plot mechanics. But then again, that doesn't explain why they are rushing the Holden romance with Claire. Or maybe they aren't rushing it. Maybe I'm just impatient and reading too much into the society scenes. Claire is looking at Holden with hard eyes because he's being vulnerable. But if Holden isn't even a Winters, does that change how Victor will view him? Victor hates Kane. If Kane is a Winters. Ugh, my head hurts. I keep thinking about Stephanie's motivations. I really do. You don't just lie for 30 years without a deeply ingrained psychological reason, or a deeply sinister financial one. Is she a villain? Is she a victim of circumstance? I kind of sort of think she might be a bit of both. She wanted to protect her own peace, maybe, but at the cost of Malcolm's. And if she lied about Malcolm being the father just to get Holden tested, or to get access to the Winters money, that makes her one of the coldest characters on the show right now. It's weird. Like, really weird. The whole thing is just weird. Okay, I need to wrap this up before I start rambling about completely unrelated stuff like Nick's fentanyl addiction in Vegas. Which is a whole other terrifying mess with Matt Clark that I can't even get into right now because I will literally never go to sleep. But just, wow, The Young and the Restless is absolutely firing on all cylinders. The ratings prove it. The storylines prove it. The audience is locked in. Shamar Moore and Vivica A. Fox are about to deliver the television event of the spring, and I am so here for it. Even if I am constantly second-guessing every single plot twist and having minor panic attacks about the Kane and Lily genetics. I mean, what if Holden is actually Victor's son? Kidding, mostly. I think, okay, I'm going to sleep. Or maybe I'll just reread the spoilers again and stare at the ceiling. We'll see.